Morning. What's your name?
Michael.
My name's Michael too.
Right.
You're being held up by these pumps that aren't working. Let me ask you a question. If I were an eyeball doctor and I came to you and offered you $10 million for one of your eyeballs, you could choose right or left which eyeball you wanted taken out. You'd have a glass eye. Would you do it for $10 million?
No.
Why not?
Well, I don't need it.
Well, you'd never have to work again.
I don't work now.
Okay, well, you'd have $10 million.
Yeah, I wouldn't do it.
Okay. Why? So you wouldn't do it. So money doesn't mean anything to you, huh?
No.
Okay. Are you a good person?
Oh, yeah.
Okay,
I consider myself good.
Most people do. The default answer when you ask them that question, are you a good person? Everybody says they're good, but I don't know if you've ever cleaned off a coffee table. You spray it down with Pledge, you get it as clean as you can, and let the light in from the window, and then you see dust on the coffee table and dust in the air from a coffee table you just cleaned. It just the light exposed what you couldn't see. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I think I see it.
Okay. So you said you're a good person. I've been addressing your intellect, your mind, and now I'm going to address your conscience for a moment. The word conscience actually means two words. It means with knowledge. Con, with, and science knowledge. So how many lies do you think you've told in your whole life?
Oh, quite a few.
Okay, what do you call someone who tells lies?
I don't know.
You call them liars, right?
Yeah.
You ever stolen anything ever in your whole life, irrespective of the value when you were a kid?
Yeah.
What do you call someone who steals?
A thief.
Yep. You ever hit your finger with a hammer, slam your hand in a door, and out of the pain and anger you say, Goddamn, that hurt?
Yeah.
It's called blasphemy when we do that. God gave you and I eyes to see, a brain to think with, taste buds to enjoy good food. God's lavishes goodness on us. You and I were upright and breathing. We're not sitting in some hospital bed dying of something. The God that gives you and I life and breath in our lungs. We've used his name as a cuss word, express disgust. Jesus said if you look at a woman and lust for her, you committed adultery with her in your heart. You ever looked at a woman with lust?
Yeah.
You had sex outside of marriage?
No.
You said your name was Michael.
Yeah.
Thanks for talking with me, Michael. Michael, all I did is I walked you through 4 of the 10 commandments, God's standard of good, and this is for you to judge yourself. You just told me that you're a lying, thieving, blasphemous adulterer at heart, so you still think you're a good person now that you see yourself in the light of the 10 commandments.
Yeah. No.
Really? Why?
Especially now. Yeah. Well, when you're young, you do stupid stuff.
Well, yeah, but that's the deceitfulness of sin. You don't even realize this, man. You've actually added self-righteousness to your sins.
Well, God forgives too. So.
Well, we're getting to that, but people don't understand. He's not only rich in mercy, but he's holy and just and righteous, and he'll by no means clear the guilty. So, if God were to judge you by that perfect standard I just walked you through, God forbid you were to die tonight in your sleep, self-admitted, lying, thieving, blasphemous, adulterer at heart, and self-righteous, would you be innocent or guilty of breaking the 10 commandments?
Probably a little guilty, but
Okay. Based off of that, would you go to heaven or hell?
I think I'd go to heaven.
Why?
Because I always treat people good. I help
Okay.
people, help others.
All right, we'll try that in a court of law. Let's say you got $10,000 in speeding tickets. You're standing before a judge. The judge says, Michael, either pay the $10,000 in speeding fines or it's 5 years in prison.
Good.
If you were to stand up and say, Judge, I am a good person. I will never, ever get another speeding ticket as long as I live. I'm just asking you to let me walk out of this courtroom because in my heart I'm a good person. You think he's going to let you?
Yeah. But if it's a liberal judge, maybe.
He wouldn't let you. It'd be time or money. Everything is time or money.
Yeah, I'll get it. I got to
But I'm getting...
Is it working yet?
Okay. Yeah. So let me ask you a question. So do you... Yeah, you can. That's for you. Let me ask you a question. What did God do for guilty sinners like us so we could have the death sentence taken off of us and come to know this God who loves us? You know what God did just for you?
I don't know.
Have you heard of Jesus dying on the cross?
Yeah.
Most people have heard that, but they don't value it because they don't understand it. If you get a hold of this, Michael, it'll change everything for you. The 10 Commandments are God's moral law. You and I broke that law. Jesus paid the fine. He stepped into the courtroom so sinners like you and I can be forgiven. If you'll simply humble yourself and stop telling yourself a good person, God will forgive every sin you've ever committed, not because you're good, but because he's kind and rich in mercy. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So, do you have a Bible at home?
Yes, I do.
When was the last time you read it?
Yep, it's working. You're all good. Thank you.
So, do you have a Bible at home?
Yes, I do.
When was the last time you read it?
Probably about a year ago.
Well, do me a favor. God's hand's upon you. He wants a relationship with you. So go home and read John chapter 3. Would you do that for me?
Probably
John-
not. I ain't got time.
Okay, well, eternity is forever, man. 150,000 people right now, they're making plans for tomorrow. They're going to die within the next 24 hours. So hopefully you're not on that list.
Yeah,
So
hopefully not either.
think about where you're going to go when you die. You wouldn't jump out of an airplane at 10,000 feet without a parachute on, because you know what the law of gravity is going to do to you. And God's law and the law of gravity are very similar. You die in your sins, it's like you falling out of an airplane, hoping for something good to happen to you. The only thing that's going to do is splat on the ground. You're going to break every bone in your body, die instantly. It's going to feel very freeing on the way
Actually, you'll
down.
Die on the way down from the shock.
Well, probably. Most people might make it to the ground, but you could probably die. Your heart could stop just from the fear. But I'm saying fear needs to be your friend, not your enemy. It would tell you to step back from the airplane and take a look at your life. And I'm pointing you to Jesus Christ in the Bible. So think about this with a sense of urgency. And remember the words of Jesus. He said, "What shall it profit a man if he gains the whole world and loses his own soul?" He said you wouldn't sell any of your eyeballs. And your soul is more precious than your eyes. So think about this, okay?
Yeah,
Think about it.
All right.
Thanks.